Hello ladies, Coach Brian here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully you guys get a chance to watch this, and this will be a little beginner introduction to our offense. And I thought if you had a chance to watch this, it might be helpful before we practice it, so that you can kind of get an idea of what we're doing or what we're going to do just for our offense. And I want to keep the offense really basic, okay? But a couple of things you need to remember is you have to be moving on offense. If you're just standing still in one spot all the time, that's no good. Really, you don't deserve to get the ball if you're just standing there, okay? Because it's too easy for a defender to cover you, because all they got to do is stand there in front of you if you're just like a statue. So the thing about offense is to keep moving, okay? But you have to move for a reason. You don't just move for the sake of moving and not pay attention to what's going on around you. And so this is a short video. These are probably college-age girls here, but it doesn't matter. The idea is still the same, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to, practice this multiple times. But the general idea, again, is just to make sure that you're actually moving, before and after you get the ball. Okay? Because this is how we get, and the reason why we want to move is because it keeps the defense moving around, and it opens up holes in the defense so that we can get a chance for a shot, right? And that's what we want. And again, if you're just standing there doing nothing in one spot, you're not opening up any holes. You're not getting, a chance to shoot, because the defense is just going to cover you, right? Make sense? All right. So I'm going to play some of this video. I'm going to stop it pretty frequently, just so we can, so I can make a comment on it or whatever. And we'll go from there, and we'll talk more about it at practice. All right.
Go fill the hole 5-player drill. There are two reactions that need to be automatic. One, if you pass the ball one spot away, then you must basket cut.
Okay, so hear what he said. Basically, if you make the pass one spot away, you have to cut to the basket. Okay, so if we rewind that just for a sec. Okay.
That need to be automatic. One, if you pass the...
Okay, so you see this girl right here, pass it to this girl, right? And then watch what she does.
Ball one spot away.
She's one spot away from the girl she passed it to. She ran to the basket. Now, notice when she runs to the basket, I'm going to freeze right there. As she's going to the basket, look, she's got her hands up. I know it's a little blurry, but she has her hands up, and she's looking for this person that she passed the ball to maybe pass it back to her. So she's not just running with her back to this girl, right? She's turning and looking at her as she runs to the basket. Because now this girl, if she's open, can maybe hit her with a pass as she's in motion, and she'll be right inside the paint and can take a nice shot. Okay?
Basket cut.
Now the next thing to notice is now she's going to the basket, right? Now this spot is open. You notice this girl right here, she's going to come up and fill in this spot. So this girl's cutting, and then this one's replacing her. Okay? And then this girl is going to go and replace her. So you watch, she'll touch this spot, and then she'll run over to here.
That is, you must touch the spot underneath the basket. Two, if the spot above you in the direction of the ball is empty, then you must fill it. If this happens, the cutter will all...
Okay, so there she goes. So she's filling back in. In the meantime, this girl that was up here, let me rewind it. So now I want you to watch up here. Okay, so we see this girl coming up to replace the girl that cut. This girl's going to come touch the spot. She's going to come back and replace here. Okay, so there's one cut. Now we saw this girl get the ball. Now watch, she's going to pass to this girl, and then she's going to cut.
If this happens, the cutter will always have an empty spot.
All right. So now this girl, all right, let me back it up for a sec. Okay. Remember what he said. He said the person that's one spot away needs to replace the person that passed. So she passes over to her, and then she's going to cut. This girl is one pass away, so she's going to go up and replace her. So you're going to watch her go up and replace her as she cuts.
The cutter will always...
All right, so now there she is, the girl that just passed, cutting to the basket. All right. The girl that came through before is now going to come over here and replace her.
Just have an empty spot.
All right. Same thing. Now this girl passes back to her. She cuts to the basket. This one's going to come up and replace her because she's one spot away
To fill out to.
All right. So basically, there's always a spot to replace, and so the biggest thing is the person that's one spot away from the person that passed. You're going to replace the person that passed. Okay. And then then that person, the one that passed, is just going to run through the paint, look for the pass. Be like I said, have your hands up and ready. Be looking for that pass to come back into the paint. And if there's nothing there, then you just keep going through and fill in the open spot, which will probably be underneath. So let's see what else he has to say.
Learn it from corner to corner. The corner cut looks awkward because the only open spot after the cut is back where he or she came.
All right, so now this is if we're starting the passing down here. So this girl passes up to here. Now, like he said, the only open spot right now is for her to replace herself. So she's going to cut, look for the... Now, again, she's looking for the pass. So even though she passed to her, as she goes into the paint, she's looking for that pass. If there's nothing there, you can see she's looking. Then she'll come back and replace herself.
This doesn't happen when you're playing.
All right, and then once again, this girl passed up. So now this girl is over here. She's one pass away, so she goes up and replaces her. And then this girl that made the cut from here is going to come back right over to here.
4 out or 3 out.
All right. All right, and again, now this girl passes to her. Okay, she's going to cut. Now who is, before I tell you, she's cutting. She passed to her, so she's cutting now. Who is one spot away from where this girl was? It's this girl right here, right? So as she's cutting, she's going to go up and replace her. Okay, and then this girl is going to come up and fill her spot.
And even with 5 out, it's going...
There you go. And now she's going to come over to here. Now, in this case...
3 out. And even...
Now, let me back up a little bit.
Where he or she came.
Hold on a second.
This doesn't happen when you're playing 4 out or
Okay. Now...
3 out.
If this girl wanted to just, stay right here, so suppose she didn't keep going over to here, and she just came over and she just stopped right here, that's fine. Then this girl can come here and then fill over here. The key thing is just to fill in the open spot on the floor, that's all.
And even with 5 out, it's going to eventually be solved with other options. But for now, we just live with it. Now let's pass and cut randomly.
Okay, so now they're just doing it randomly. And you can see all as they're doing is the person that makes the... So all you got to keep in mind is this one. Is number one, if you make the pass, you cut towards the basket. Okay, let me say that again. If you make the pass, you cut towards the basket. Again, always looking for that pass back from the person you just passed it to. Assuming there's nothing there, you just flow through and fill in the empty spot on the court. In the meantime, the other 3 people that are on the outside, they're going to all rotate and fill in, and so the person cutting is just going to fill in whatever's open. It's probably either over here or over here. Okay, likely it's one of these 2 spots down here. So you cut to the basket, hands up, look at the passer. This is what I was saying, to make sure you're paying attention, because that pass might come back to you. Okay, so here's live action. So here we've got the team in white is on offense, team in black is on defense. All right, and we're just following this around. This is they're playing a man-to-man defense. Speaking of that, if you watch the guys in black, okay, they're playing man-to-man. You watch, they kind of are staying with their men. So this is also a nice little clip to watch because it demonstrates man-to-man defense too. And there you go. It opens up a hole in the offense. All right, so I'm not going to make it any more complicated than that. This is really pretty simple. It looks confusing at start. It looks a little awkward, but it's really not. Again, it's pass, cut to the basket, okay, and then fill in the open spot, wherever that is. And the other three people, they're all just going to rotate as soon as that pass is made. Okay, and the object, again, is just to find an open spot, like preferably near the basket, so that you can get a pass and get a good shot off at some point. All right, but it requires good passing, and it requires you to, make a good decision about where you're going with the ball and protect the ball. Like I said, nice passes. So we'll keep working on passes, and protecting the ball, triple threat position. Make sure you're protecting that ball, and your knees bent before you pass it off to anybody. All right, so we'll work on this, and we'll continue to get ready for our first game. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody. Talk to you soon.